Hello everybody and welcome back to another video on the Holmgard server. Today we are going to be building some farms. Now farms meaning AFK farms. So I have a few farms that I want to build in this episode. The first one I would like to do is build a sugarcane farm because this works and all, like it does grow. I think I get about a stack in 52 every time I harvest, but I'm never usually around my base, and I kind of like it if this stuff just kind of ran in the background so that when I needed it I could just like run over to a chest, grab some, and just kind of go and not have to sit here and harvest all the sugarcane like this. Because once I do this, I then have to swim all the way around through the water here, and it's not really that fun. So I was thinking about, okay, well, let's automate this. So then I was like, alright, well, where would be a good place? Because I don't want to like destroy more of the terrain here too much, because I'm gonna eventually probably start working on my mega base at some point. So this whole area might get moved, or I might move somewhere else. So that made me think, okay, well, where would be a good place? So I decided, well, I've already gone into this cave here, and what I did between the last episode and this one is I mined it out. I went back here. I think this is 25 blocks from that wall to this one, and I'm basically just going to build my farms here. So as I said, I'm going to be building the sugarcane farm, and then I also want to build a pumpkin and melon farm. So the goal with that is that I'll then be able to get pumpkin and melons, and I can then maybe trade with some villagers, which I might put on this back wall here, and that will at least allow me to start getting some emeralds and get like better food, because I am running out of like steak and stuff. I have a few apples on me here. And then hopefully, if there's time in the later part, I would like to try to build a tree farm. Now, I've never built one of those before. They seem pretty cool to build, but also are very resource heavy, so I might not be able to build it, but we'll see. As I said before, let's start working on the sugarcane farm. Now, I want it to go on this wall here, and how I'm gonna do it is probably just run like a hopper minecart underneath all the dirt, which has the sugarcane on top, and just kind of harvest it that way, or collect it that way, and then harvesting wise will just be a piston and then an absorber at the third height, because that would probably be the easiest way, but we'll find out. So let's see, how do I want to build it? Probably just right here, like I have it. Just lay down all the dirt for the sugarcane to go on, and then eventually you do need to place in water. So the wall will probably have to go on this height, which means I need to put something in front so I don't flood everything. So let's go and make a crafting table quick. I'll just use some stairs probably just to kind of hide the water for now. But I don't know if I'm gonna go all the way. I'll probably just go maybe 16, because then with the 16 it'll at least every 4 times the thing harvests. Wait, no, if it's too high, so every 2, when the thing finish harvesting, I'll have at least a stack. So in theory, then that way I'll have plenty of material, hopefully, or sugarcane. But for now, let's just get this kind of prepped and built. So I'll just have to go through here, break this away, and then I can get the water in and get the sugarcane, and then it's just a matter of doing the simple Very simple redstone. Not too much, I believe. It's just the simple observer and piston, and then I think that's it really. Just observer and a piston. You might need a single piece of redstone dust, but let's make our way up here again. Alright, so now with the water, you can just go every third here and just keep taking from the infinite water source. And then you can just go back and forth, fill it in, and there you go. So now, with that done, in theory, I should be able to place sugarcane. Yep. So we'll put the sugarcane in here for now. And then, so the piston is going to be going on this height level here. And you don't need it to be a sticky piston. You can just get away with a normal, regular piston. And then once that goes in, you then take your observer and you place that on this height. Alrighty guys, so I just finished getting in all the redstone, and as you can see, some of the sugarcane has already started growing. Now, let's see, if I just go like that, it fires all the pistons. I wasn't expecting that. I thought it'd just pop the one, but it does them all, so hey, I guess that's fine, probably, because then I'll at least harvest all of them, so cool. Alright, so now we've got the sugarcane farm, the farm part running. Now we need to work on the collection part. Now, seeing that some of it can land in the water here, I'll probably just put some glass on the front of this, because then it'll guarantee that it will land on the dirt and not the water, so that hopefully I can get as much of the resource as possible and not have any of it going to waste. Now I got the track all set and ready, and we have sugarcane there, so let's see. In theory that should run and collect that all, and now once I get the glass in, the sugarcane will hopefully not get stuck on the edge like that, and then that minecart will just bounce back over here and it will deposit its sugarcane into the chest. So as you just heard, it fired. So now we're at 15, so cool. That tells me that it's working. So now let's try to get the rest of the glass put in here, and then we can start working on the pumpkin farm. So next we are going to be building a melon farm. Now the melon farm will probably go on this side here, and this one is going to be a little bit bigger, so where this one only takes up kind of 3 spaces, you could probably put the water on the other side too if you didn't want it showing. But so in theory this could probably take up 2 spaces and then have the track. The melon farm, or pumpkin and melon farm, is going to take up a total of 3 spaces, and then your detail on the front. Now with this, you need dirt, of course, because you're building a pumpkin and melon farm. You'll need a lot of observers and pistons, and then a bit of redstone dust, just because of how the thing works. So, with this one, you'll be building a big 3 platform. Now the same, I'm probably going to build it 16 blocks long, would be my guess, because in theory it should give me roughly about a stack of each item pretty quick. So, I'll just kind of go down like this until I run out, which is perfectly at the 16 line for that side. So once you have your dirt platform in, you will once again need to get some water buckets, because with the farm you need water to kind of hydrate the crops. I guess, well, technically you don't need it, but it's best if you do it, because there's some reason to it. You probably know that you're like having the crops watered helps for some reason. If you know, that would be cool if you could leave it as a comment. If you don't, that's perfectly fine. I just know that it's supposed to help, so I just always do it no matter the crop. But, so for me, I will just place in the water like this, just down here on this side so it's not visible. Probably just place it at this height level. And like I said, this will water the pumpkin and melons, and that will keep it from basically from them drying out or whatever it does. So for now, I will just start placing in. Will get pushed, but that's fine, because then I can just go down the line like so and just keep placing in all the water, and then end up flooding the area. Place that in, break that, and no torches. Cool. So now I can cover this up. Like I said, I will put detail into the back walls here and stuff, probably off camera. But now that we got that in, we can get the pumpkin seeds in. Alright, so now we just need to get the simple hoe to hoe the ground, which we can then place our seeds on. So let's head over to the ship real quick and get the hoe. Okay, so I got my hoe here, and what you will do is just kind of go in every other pattern like so. Oops, not like that. If you mess up, you can just jump on the crop and it will turn it back into dirt. So you want to go in every other pattern like this. Alright everyone, so once you get your checker pattern in like this, then you just need to simply build your, or place your pumpkin seeds and your melon seeds. Now, whatever you want the most of, you want to place on the double here. Whatever you want the least of, you want to place on the single. And you just want to alternate the pumpkins and the melon, so pumpkin, melon, or you could go the other way, you could do melons and then pumpkin. It's up to you. And what this will do is it will start to grow, and then when the pumpkins like pop out, or the melons, it will spawn the melon or pumpkin on any one of these dirt blocks. And what that'll do is then it'll be there, so you then just have a piston just pop down to break it, and then you just have your hopper minecart underneath this to pick up all of the pumpkins and melons. It's really simple and easy. So now let's just get this built. So what you'll do for this is you want your pistons / observers to go on this block height here. So for me, what I'm going to do is make it easier and just place a big track of dirt. Actually, when you place it on this height level, you want to just make sure that the pistons are above the dirt, and you want the observers to be above the crop. Alrighty everyone, so once you've gotten your piston thing built, I decided to go with blocks instead of the redstone dust, and then I put no blocks there because it'll play a little ding sound every time it activates. And as you can see already, I have quite a bit of pumpkins and melons going already, which is pretty good. So that means I need to start working on the collection system. So it's going to be similar to this one, but instead of just having one track, this one will be having 3. Now how this will work is pretty much the exact same as the other one, where the minecart will just bounce off the wall and then come all the way back. And how this will run is basically the chest there. I'll do the same 2 hoppers over the chest, and the same powered rail trick. But for the machine, you will then go underneath this again and mine out the entire area and then lay in your track, this time having 3 rows, so you will need normal rails for the cart to then turn around and then go down again, and then of course the blocks to power everything. So let me get the rails in and I'll bring you back once I have that finished. Alrighty guys, so I just finished kind of decorating everything. I added a bottom slab, stone brick slabs here, because that will then prevent any mobs from spawning, so I can kind of leave dark spots like this. And yeah, this thing is all now running smoothly, and that thing's been running the whole time. For this farm down here, I ended up adding more hoppers right there just because the minecart was backing up a bit, but now it's kind of been running really well. So as you can see, I already have a stack and 41 pumpkins, a lot of melons, and then this was just from me mining the melons before. But overall, this thing is running very well, so that's good. And let's see how much sugarcane we've got since this thing's been running. We have got, looks like 5 stacks and then a little bit of sugarcane. That is pretty good based off of for how long I've just been here, which is about 15-ish minutes. So that is pretty good. So now we are going to head up above this cave, and if you don't know what a cave is, here's my boat. The cave is right there, and there's also another entrance there. But we are now going to be building a tree farm. Now the tree farm is going to go up here where I had the old tree farm, as you've probably seen before. I just would place a bunch of saplings here and then mine it all by hand, and that would take a long time and it got boring really fast. So I'm going to make one of those auto tree farms, and hopefully that'll speed up this process. So let's get to building that, and I won't like make a tutorial. I'll just say I'll probably just time-lapse me building it, and then we'll see how the thing runs. So let's, I guess, start making a time-lapse of that. Alright everybody, so I've just finished building the tree farm. So as you can see here, this is it finished. It's working well, I guess you could say. I did have to fix a few things when I was building it because I had this one block too low, so I had to raise this part, this whole thing up one, and then something over here got messed up, so I had to refix this. But as of right now, it is working and it functions well. So here I just hooked up my bone meal, and all that I have this do is basically it just runs this front edge here, and then it ultimately just spits itself back down below. It just goes all the way down in here and then ends up in here. And yeah, for if you're using oak wood, you're supposed to flick this lever here, and all that does is push that block down so that you don't get like the really big oak trees. You'll just get the, I believe, the 3 high or the smaller ones. But if you flick it like this, you can then use birch, jungle, or spruce. So that is really cool. And as you can see, this here is just slowly emptying, so it can fill up that big line of hoppers, and then I can just always keep refilling that full. But you might have seen that I have this little hole here, and what the hole leads to is it leads down to a water stream. Now that water stream leads us over to this area down below. So where I built the sugarcane farm and the pumpkin melon farm is where I have the wood getting stored. And this here is just a simple, not down here. This here is just a simple item sorter, so the items come through here on the ice, down through here, and then it just lines itself up with the chest here and then runs this. So I just got the simple oak logs here, birch there, spruce here, and then jungle. Once you get saplings, the jungle will just end up filling in down there. And it's pretty simple, easy, fits in here nicely. And yeah, so I haven't done any oak yet through the system, but I got birch here and then I got the spruce. So it's going to be 2 chests, so oak's here, these 2 are for birch, these 2 for spruce, and then those 2 will be for jungle wood. And the whole time while I've been up there building, this thing has collected quite a few pumpkins and then melons, which I then crafted up to be the melon blocks, so that's amazing. And then over here, the same with the sugarcane, it has been filling up very, very nicely, and it's been firing very well. So overall, everything here has been working, which is great. So now I'm just going to quickly sleep and then probably do the final thing that I want to do before this episode ends. Alrighty, so now that it is morning, I just want to quickly clear up my inventory and prepare. Now, since the start of the Holmgard series here, I've been collecting a bunch of wither heads. Now, in total, this here, if you don't know, is my heads chest. I have this many heads of different mobs. One of my goals by the end of the server, or whenever we decide to not play anymore, is I want to at least have one of every single head in the game. Now that's difficult because like there's white sheep's heads, and then there will be a gray sheep's head, and all the colors of sheep heads. So I want to get all those, all the villagers, all the fish, etc. Now like all the bunnies and stuff too. So yeah, that's definitely a long challenge, but I've so far gathered 12 wither skulls. Now you need 3 wither skulls to make 1 wither. So in theory, with the amount I have, I should be able to get 4 nether stars. Now I just want to prep because I'm going to fight the first one, and then I'll probably do the cheaty way for the rest of them. And if you don't know what that is, I will show you what the other way is. But for now, let's just head down. I can just head down to my mine shaft probably, and then we will fight our first wither. So I made it down here to the end of one of my mine shafts. I just found a little bit of ore here, so I might as well pick this up before I start the fight. And it looks like there is a bunch of water here, so I can just box that in, because hopefully that shouldn't be an issue. If it is, then I will just figure out how to deal with it. But for now, I'm going to build the wither statue thingy here. So all you do is you do like this, 4 soul sand in this kind of T shape, and then you just put your 3 wither skulls on top, and then it should summon the wither. And now you want to step back for the first time, because once he loads, he will blow up like so. And then it's just a matter of fighting him like this. Now you want to just make sure you're in a tunnel like this, because then he'll just sit there and keep trying to attack you like so, using his block breaking attack. And now I can't use my bow because he's at less than half health, so then you just sit here with your sword, and it's just a matter of swinging him like that. And then, ooh, good thing he died a little bit over. Yeah, and then you can just grab your stuff like that, and I got a wither's head out of that, so that's cool. But most importantly, I got the nether star, and that's what the point of the wither is basically, was to get that wither, or that nether star, sorry. And as you can see, I believe Dutfer here has prepped the wither suffocation thingy. And so basically you just kind of line up your soul sand with this here, like so. And you want to make sure you have some blast proof block underneath, so that when it blows up it doesn't destroy your alignment. And then it's just as simple as doing that. The thing should hopefully sit there. You might want to just step back a bit, because you will take a little bit of damage from the first initial blast. So you just want to make sure you're a safe distance, and then and then you can just sit here and not die to an enderman. You can just sit here and smack the guy if you want to, but when you do, you actually move it, I think. Oh no, you don't. So yeah, you can just sit here and whack it this way, and you won't actually take any damage. And the good thing about this is all the loot drops down here. So as you can see, I got another wither's head and another nether star, which is amazing. So let me just kind of quickly do the last 2 wither bosses here, and I will bring you back once I have a total of 4 nether stars. And there we go. That is 4 withers, and we did get on a third one, we got the invulnerable wither's head, which is a new one for me. So I got 3 wither's head, the invulnerable one, and a total of 4 nether stars. So now, that's the 2 basic types of killing the wither. Actually, I need to use this portal. And yeah, either way is really easy, as you saw. So now I want to make these nether stars into beacons. And the way to do that, if you don't know, you just need some obsidian and some glass. So hopefully I have some obsidian, which I do. And then just some glass here, 21 is enough. And then you just pop over here for a crafting recipe. As you can see, 3 on the bottom, 5 on top, another star in the middle, and you get yourself a beacon. Now I'm just going to craft the other one, so now I have a total of 4 beacons, which is really nice. So now, when you got your 4 beacons, I'm just going to put my heads in here, because I'm collecting them. now that you got beacons and stuff, you can get a fully powered beacon base, which is really good. Now, sadly, I don't have enough iron and I don't have enough gold for this, but I think I might be able to combine them. Use that and that. I probably should have enough to at least make one. So let's see if that's possible. That's almost 3 stacks, which is enough, yes. So let's quickly sleep. We'll just kick that guy out of bed. And then I can build a beacon base. So if you don't know how a beacon works, then you're a little crazy, because beacons have been in the game for a while. To build a beacon, it's pretty simple and easy. And I will just build it. Let's see. I'll just build it probably down here. Let's just build it on top of this. So for the beacon, you just need a decent sized area, and then you want to make sure it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I believe, and then you go the same again, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then you just make this as a nice big box like so. Basically, in the end, you should use 2 stacks and then 36 of the blocks of resources. And you can mix and match the resources. You just need to have a total of 2 stacks and 36 of whatever resource. Now clearly I did not build this big enough, because the beacon is supposed to sit on there and I still got all this. So that means I need to go down 2 more layers, or you could build up in my case, which I will do. I'll just place down some of this for now, like so. And then you'll just go out. So I'll just go out 1 more here. And then, as you can see, I ran out of my iron, so I will just fill this in with gold. And that isn't an issue, because it's a resource and it's just fine how it is. So once you get all of this placed in, you can then place your beacon on the 3x3 platform, which should be at the top if you've built it right. If not, then you should double check. So in the end, the base was 9 by 9, so 9 blocks and then 9. So you can get your beacon in here, and as you can see, I got Beaconator and Bring Home the Beacon, which is bring a beacon to full power is the Beaconator, and then bring the beacon home, construct and place a beacon. So once you get the beacon placed, you can then go in here, and since I did fully powered, I can select up to the strength here, or if I select jump boost here, a fully powered one, or the secondary power, I can then get jump boost 2 if I wanted. Now I might go for the regeneration. Actually no, I'll go for haste, because haste is always good when mining out areas. But I might actually, well, let's see, I don't need haste. And I really don't need jump boost, so I guess I could just go with the regen. And what you need to do is just pay 1 resource in here, so as you can see it accepts netherite ingots, emeralds, diamonds, gold, or iron, which this is really expensive, the diamonds are really expensive. But the rest of them are pretty easy, so you can just hit done, and then a few seconds later, there you go. So I have haste 1 and regen. Oh, yeah, so actually I might switch out that for speed. If you want to switch it out, you just have to repay a new thing, and then as you can see, I have, where is it? Inventory. I have speed and regen, and then my haste here is running out, and then eventually it will just disappear. So now I'll just constantly be getting speed buff and regen until either I mine the beacon or I leave the area of 50 block radius. So from this beam here, it goes 50 blocks that way, 50 blocks that way, etc. So That's why you want to build it as low to the ground as possible, because it goes off of the beam and not where the thing is actually placed. So if you place it up at block level, you won't get the buff unless you're actually all the way up there. But if you have it down below, you get the buff even if you're at the block height level, which is pretty cool. So now that I got these beacons, I'll probably see if people want to buy a few of them, because I doubt I'll need 3 beacons for anything, but who knows, I might need them at some point. But I would just like to thank you all for watching this video. Hopefully you enjoyed seeing the different farms, hopefully my different types of wither things, which are pretty common. If you didn't know, then there you go, easy ways to kill that. But thank you all for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.